to get a news update, my brother Tunto Spoon. You want to know what is happening, my brother Tunto Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tunto Spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, Tunto Spoon. Yeah, Tunto Spoon. Yeah, Tunto Spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, Tunto Spoon. Yeah, Tunto Spoon. If you eat keep on gradually, my brother Tunto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tunto Spoon. Yeah, Tunto Spoon. You wanna get a news update, Tunto Spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Yes, what you got today?
Bring by the horses, yo. Someone just stopped, yo. The stubborn parents, yo. Run up. National Genesis. Taranasi. I walk by there. Amen. We are here. This is the party I wanted to do. This is the party I wanted. Mama, no.
Good evening. So folks, we have to talk to these folks. What's the reason of which guys are here protesting or marching around the street?
Well, thank you very much. I'm Mohammed Shabazz Jallo, the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party. The Vanguard Student Unification Party has observed with keen attention that since the inception of the broadcast regime, the regime has not only involved in administrative incompetence, but she has involved in wanton betrayal of the promises that she gave to the people of the Republic of Liberia. This is why today the Student Unification Party has taken it and has seen it as a philosophical duty and obligation to petition the 55th National Legislature, who has an oversight obligation and responsibility to effect some of these things. This is why today we went there, because the government promised to discharge justice to the masses of the Liberian people. All of us know and all of us are aware that under the WEAS regime, under the WEAS leadership, we saw the wanton abuse of power. We saw the wanton discharge of injustices against the masses of the Liberian people. One key highlight we want to mention is the July 26, 2022 violent and brutal episode that erupted near the American embassy, wherein several Liberian citizens were injured, and we saw the gruesome humiliation of one of the militants and stalwarts of the Student Unification Party, Comrade ideologue Christopher Waters Sisulu. And up to today, even though Mr. Boakai promised to bring to book those involved in that reactionary discharge of injustice against a Liberian citizen and also a militant of the Student Unification Party, almost 7 months in administrative service, what we have seen is wanton betrayal of that promise. The elements who are involved in that violent episode of bloodshed, we see them masquerading the corridors and environs of the Republic of Liberia, why the citizens and militants of the Vanguard Party that were affected by that discharge of injustice are bearing the scars of that.
So let's begin this way. You said you petitioned the legislature, and a few minutes ago, I saw you guys are leaving from the Minister of Justice. And who did you guys present your petition to at the House, at the National Legislature, and also at the Minister of Justice?
When we were at the National Legislature, we received the lawmaker of District Number 40 in person of Honorable Muka. And also we saw the chair on education, along with Honorable Muka, they came to receive the petition of the Vanguard Student Unification Party on behalf of the 55th National Legislature. But we're interested to note that this very government that promised not business as usual has involved in everything that was preached against. Just few months in national leadership.
Can you specifically name just few of them? Do you think this government, wrongly carry on that they preached against yesterday?
Well, they promised not business as usual, and they gave the Liberian people 100 days short-term relief that they were going to deliver on as a means of putting the government on the path of progressive governance. After 100 days, we did not want to see the betrayal of the 100 days. All right, they promised to sanitize the city and make the city very green and clean as a short-term relief for proper and progressive administrative governance. But 100 days in administrative service, what we have seen across the city of the Republic of Liberia is the increment of filth, the increment of garbages within the environs of the Republic of Monrovia. You can take your camera on Broad Street right now. You can take your camera to Central Street in the central city of the Republic of Liberia. The city is dirty. The city is consumer filth. The city is infected. You go to the Peaceville city. The Peaceville city is in garbages. The Peaceville city is in feculence. That was not only promise, but this very government promised to provide the Liberian masses pipe-borne water, not only in Monrovia, but in Kakata, in Buchanan. After 100 days in administrative service, the government cannot deliver they cannot deliver pipe-borne water in central Monrovia. Least to talk about Buchanan and Kakata, which is Magibi County. Least to mention that this very government promised the masses of the Liberian people to constitute an asset recovery committee to ensure that the stolen wealth of the Liberian people are retrieved. But after 100 days in administrative service, we are not seeing. We are seeing.
But the president constituted
absolute betrayal. But part of the petition of the Student Unification Party, the Vanguard Party has also petitioned the national legislature to ensure that all concession agreements are reversed in the interest of the masses of the Liberian people.
But since it has not made sense yet, we thought to demonstrate our word into action by maintaining that we will take only $5,000 of our monthly money. Just as we are about to return to Monserrato what we have received from government, we would like to make it in a re-emphasized way that when we said what we said, we're clear on the record that we will take only $5,000 from Monserrato County. When we made the argument, it was a fact that senators were taking $15,325 in gross, and after tax deduction, they will come at $12,000. I insisted I would take $5,000 out of that $15,000 and return the rest to Monserrato County. And we insisted that whatever the money will be here, more than $5,000 will return the rest to Monserrato. So if we're making $15,000, we'll take $5,000 and give Monserrato $10,000. If they increase our money here, or we increase our money here to $100,000, Darius Dillon will take $5,000 and give Monserrato $95,000. If we're making $5,100, Darius Dillon will take $5,000 and give Monserrato $100. If we make it under $5,000, then Monserrato gets nothing, because the baseline has always been.
Folks, we want to say welcome. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight on another edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. This is where we come with diverse views to talk about the trending national issues every single day. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us on the program tonight. The late night show is live across the Spoon Network, Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5 FM. We're also live on several frequencies across the country, thanks to our partner radio stations that are always relaying the program. Many thanks to you online. We're live on Spoon TV on Facebook, Fabric TV on Facebook, and Super TV on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. The YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. And I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. We're going to have a fascinating show, great conversation coming up. First thing is that kindly share the program as you join in tonight, please. Just share the program as you come on. Share the show in your different group chats, in your different places, and let's have a great show tonight. I want to welcome all of you joining us. I see Moses Colley. I see Madam Mariah Sando Yinatu. Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Eric McGill, thanks for joining us, Chief. We appreciate you. I see Alice Ban. Thanks to all of you. Aston, thanks for being here. Jerry Gitawa is here as well. Thanks to all of you for joining us. Kindly share the program. Hip Kokasi, yes, I saw you. You did share the program yesterday. Thanks for always joining us here and sharing the program. Hip Kokasi, thanks for being here. DJ Do and all of you joining us tonight. Let's hope we can have a great conversation, a great show here as we talk about our country. Today, in a long time, guess who we have in studio? You know, the man flew all the way just to join us live from studio. All right. So for the first time on the late night show, Jirau Cindy, has joined us live on the show. Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Okay, no, I think you can just keep this. Okay, yeah, good.
Okay, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Good.
Well, Nelson, it's good to be here with you and experience what you always experience here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good to be here, and it's good to be back on the show as well.
Yeah, it's a good thing, as you said, to be here, so y'all can know the hour that we can be up.
I don't know if you can tell, my eyes are heavy.
Well, on the other side, I say, guys, we have to go. I said, no, just one more point. I want to make one more point, when my eyes are heavy, But interestingly, Cindy and I will end the show together tonight.
No, we're ending. I can't run away. We're ending.
Yeah, but it's a good thing to have you on tonight. The rest of the guys are coming in. They're going to join in gradually. And we can kick the show. We can kickstart the show. I see Hippocracy laughing at you. The man won't see your eyes getting really heavy to that point where you start begging the guys on set for us to go. Guys, we have to go.
I will have to make the excuse. I gotta go to the bathroom. You'll not see me back here.
Yeah. So I think we can get started. I see Alfred is joining in as well. And other folks are trying to come on. I want to make just a quick adjustment here. Okay. So yes, let's kickstart the conversation with what's on your mind. But while we're trying to do that, we'll bring the updates as well. But let's kickstart with what's on your mind, Cindy, and then we can move on to the rest of the show.
Well, Nelson, a lot of things are on my mind. I am in Liberia, so I have seen a lot of things going on in the country. First, I want to applaud the government of the Republic of Liberia that is headed by President Joseph Yuma Boakai on the road maintenance project that is ongoing around the country, especially in the southeast.
Okay.
So I've been in Liberia. I drove from Monrovia all the way to Zredru.
Okay.
And then I also drove from Monrovia all the way to Robertsport and Tomonberg.
Wow.
I will tell you, Nelson, going to Grand Gide, you go there very smoothly.
Smoothly?
Very smoothly.
So you're in alignment with Senator Zoe Penner, who said he drove from Zredru that you drove from Sweju. He said he drove from Sweju to Monrovia in 6 hours.
It's possible, Nelson. So I drove from Morovia to Zredru at night. I
Okay.
left Morovia around 11 p.m. Got to Ganta a little late, so I slept in Ganta, and I left Ganta around 10 a.m. And in less than 3 hours, I was in my town of Dwoji town.
Wow.
So very fast. And then I left Zredru, coming back to Morovia around 10 a.m. Spent 3 hours in Ganta and still made it to Morovia before 6 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I drove a very small car, Nelson. It's a Chevy Cruise, very small car, no issue, not at all. So again, the government is doing really well maintaining the road on that side. So I want to thank them. Yeah.
Wow. You know, and we will talk on that at some point, because I remember there were some videos you shared at some point. Your on your joining, you know, you share some videos, and prior to that, you were very critical of the government. I remember even before you made your trip, you were very critical of the government, and you know, you criticized a lot, you know. But when you made the trip, came to Monrovia, went to Grand Gila County, and applied that corridor, you know, you started to sing praises, you know, and hopefully Vasco can come up here, despite being far away, to debunk some of what you've said, you know, and all of that. But it's a good thing that we're here tonight. Yes, you want to end up on your opinion.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, Nelson, and you're right. I mean, we are not here to sugarcoat anything, right? I'm not a politician, so to say, right? I don't belong to any political party at this point. I'm just a Liberian. And as we see things, we're going to speak on them. Not everything is going well. Obviously, there are a lot of challenges currently with this administration. But the issue of road construction and maintaining the road during this rainy season, we must give it to the government. Around this time, Nelson, you know, usually during this heavy rainy season period, cars don't go to Grand Gila. You know, it's difficult for cars to go to Grand Gila. Usually now it will be the motorbikes that are going to Grand Gila. The road will be terrible. But I'm telling you, the machines are on the road. Throughout from Nimba all the way to Zredru, the machines are on the road, busy working. So we give it to the government. And for areas that need to be worked on, we will continue to criticize, to you know, bring our government to book and ensure that they serve the Liberian people.
Wow. Okay. Let me welcome Alfred to the show. Mr. Kanawa, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on. Can you unmute?
Yeah, Nelson, my audio coming all good because I'm trying to set it up. Is it okay?
Yeah, your audio is coming up good. It's better.
All right.
Tonight.
I want to say good morning to our people in Liberia and good evening to our people here in the diaspora, wherever you are watching us from. It's good to be on the show. And I want to say again, thank you for sharing. Mr. Judah Yusendi, I've been listening to you. You kind of motivated me tonight with regards to what's going on. That was on my mind too to talk about tonight, especially so. I think it's about time that we empower our own people, specifically the engineering department of the Armed Forces of Liberia. They are on that role, and you didn't care to talk about some of the things that they are doing, but obviously they are working. And I think if we give them more support, they will lead the process of developing our roads. They are very strong engineers within the Armed Forces of Engineering Corps. And if we can bring one of them here to talk about, you know, some of the things that they are doing nursing, that would be a good thing because the guys are working. And I would just urge the Jose Imam Bwaga administration to look in their direction for some of these projects. We'll not be giving projects to foreigners all around the place. At the end of the day, we'll be talking about they can't finish the road, the money can't finish, the money finish, and then the road project still there. Let us trust our own people. And I believe the Armed Forces of Liberia is ready to reconstruct our country, especially when it comes to rule. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Alfred. It's a good thing to have you on tonight. Now, not much time we have. I just want us to move into, some conversations here. The religious advisor to the former president spoke to the media a couple of days ago. Now, a lot of you follow keenly this situation with, they issued the trip to Australia and all of that. It didn't work out. And then the folks have been demanding their money, about 90 persons. And there has been this back and forth. And given that he's one person who was very close to the presidency, the past president of the country, they've linked him to everything that's happened. But in the midst of the back and forth, he said, when he had the opportunity to speak to the media, he says he has documents and that everything that happened, everything they're accusing him of, is something that he warned those people about. He told them about the risks associated with the travel visa processing that he was trying to do for them to Australia. And so they were very much aware of what they were getting themselves into. Now, does that in any way, now while we're speaking, he behind bars. He's currently at the Monrovia Central Prison. But does that in any way settle the dust on this issue? Is that a justification enough for any Liberian, especially those who have spent? Now, most of the folks there, they spend 1,000, 1,500, 900, thereabout, depending on their cases for this visa processing. I mean, just the justification he has provided. Now, this is what he said when we spoke with him. When Spoon spoke to him, he said, in fact, the information is false. He has documents.
Reverend Imle is being escorted. You have anything to say to Spoon TV? Okay. You have anything to say to Spoon TV?
Whatsoever you put on Spoon TV concerning is false. It's all lies.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know you put one side of the story. That's how running with our main.
Okay, but the folks say you took money from them for Australia.
You know, you've been listening, but
90%.
But do your investigation first before you proceed on that. You know, the information is wrong.
90% are they lying on you? All 90%?
It's lies. It's all lies. I have a document. It's all false.
Okay. Okay. So, folks,
So the Reverend said they're all false. They're lies. The people lie on him. But then on the flip side, he comes back to say he told the people about the dangers associated with everything, the danger associated with this trip. I mean, Alfred, let's start this with you. And of course, the asset recovery team. Okay, so Alfred, I think Alfred has a bit of, okay, you're coming in and out. The asset recovery team, one of is the staunch members of the asset recovery team, has been crying very loud, and plus other issues we will make analysis around. But let's start the show with this, Alfred. I mean, just listening to the Reverend. At one point, the people lie. He has documents, and then a couple of days ago, I warned them. They knew about the dangers associated. So they can blame me 100%.
My brother, let me tell you this. Because of the lack of opportunities in our country, people are desperate. And one of the things that continue to permeate in our society is this: the people becoming so religious to the point where people are using religion to make money out of it. They scare people about God. When you not do this, they will happen. When you not do this, this will happen. So at the end of the day, because people are so desperate, they cannot trust in these people who say they are so God-fearing people around here. You knew very well you call yourself a man of God. You knew very well you were engaged in something that was very detrimental to your people, to your own people. But you allowed them to spend their money on something that eventually they will not benefit from it. Then you come here, you tell us, say, the people, they knew exactly where they were going in, and because I explained it to them. If you knew it was bad for them, why should you initiate in the first place? You call yourself man of God. Look, the Bible says we shall know them by their fruit. So for me, I have no someone will say empathy for this so-called pastor. He should go to jail.
But let's look at it from this end as well. Alfred, don't you think someone somewhere may have deceived the Reverend into everything that he finds himself going through right now? All politics aside, I know a lot of times you talk about this. Yeah, somebody saying yes, Daddy, in the comment section. But every time you talk about this, people want to, just clinch on the political aspect, right? People want to drag the former president. But let's look at it from this aspect. People get deceived. People get duped on a daily basis.
Nelson, I'm sure you have heard from some of these so-called pastors that God spoke to them, right? So I want to know from the pastor here whether God ever spoke to him to tell him about the danger of something that he was engaged in and putting his shepherds into, because he's the shepherd, he was putting his sheep into, right? The danger that he was putting his sheep into. So I wonder whether God spoke to him so that he will know the danger and then can tell the people. Because if you say you are a man of God, right, and you are engaged in something that you know very well will be dangerous to your people, why will you do that? Why will you do that? It's like I know snake outside there, and I tell my little children, say, you're playing outside, be mindful, snake outside there. We are know very well snake there, and they don't have the capability of killing that snake. They are telling, say, you're be careful, snake there. That's the kind of scenario here. So for me, I think this man should face justice for lying to his own people, for stealing from his people, and let him be brought to book. That's all I can say on this matter.
Thank you, Alfred. Let's move to Sandy. Sandy, let's hear your take on this issue, and we'll make our transition.
So Nelson, let us establish first what happened, right? The guy used his religious power or his spiritual power in connection to defraud Liberians, over 80 persons. That he told that he has arranged some conferences, right, in Australia.
Global cleansings.
Right. Religious conferences that people are supposed to go to. And our folks, when they travel, we know what happened, right? Some folks use the opportunity to stay abroad and all that. So let's look at what happened, right? This guy is a pastor. And if you are a pastor or, a man of God, people tend to believe you.
Okay.
People tend to trust you. So whatever you say to them, it is easily convincing. So you cannot tell us now that as a pastor that has so much influence over the people that I told them everything, the challenges, the whatever could come wrong with it. You cannot possibly tell people that I've organized a conference in Australia, and you are, I can send you to that conference, right? Pay this fee, I can send you to that conference, but you may not get a visa, or this may happen. Usually, you would try to encourage them. You would get their buy-in. And that's what will bring them into you. Bring them to you, pay the money to you. People are not dumb, Nelson, excuse my French, to just allow their money to be spent on something that they know will not work. So they must have been convinced by you. Look, let us put it this way, Nelson. No matter what we think about it, right? This guy is associated with President Weah. That's his senior spiritual or religious advisor. And people have been saying that Mr. Weah's association with, church and being a pastor was also fraudulent. That has been an accusation that talk around here. So now to have his religious advisor in this heat of a mess, it doesn't send any good signal to the president, and it don't send any good signal to this pastor. So he defrauded people. I'm glad he's in jail. Let the investigation go on. Let the Liberian find out exactly what happened, what exactly did he tell the people, and if he has committed crime, let him be punished for it.
What do you make of the aspect where at one point he says it's false? It's all false. The people are lying on him. And then on another occasion, he's saying that he told them everything associated with it.
So now he's actually confessing, Nelson. I just read an article where the guy is confessing. He's speaking out. So, I mean, a pastor, you couldn't come clean at first, right? Thinking that it would just be your business as usual, that there won't be some sort of investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the investigation is ongoing, you're being questioned, evidences are coming out. Now he's speaking up. He's saying the truth. So let him speak up. Let him say exactly what happened. You know, he fooled the people. He lied to them. And then let him be punished. Nelson, this guy is not the only person doing this to Liberians. This is an ongoing issue that must be caught. And those involved, you know, fraudulently stealing from our people must be punished for their action against the Liberian people. You know, there are people around here that will tell you, I gave you visa to Australia, to America, to Canada, just to get your money. And they'll run it with it. So we can set example of him and ensure that other people that are doing it will be brought to book as well.
Thank you. Alfred, I see your hand up.
Something I want to inject also in here is that my brother Sani alluded to with injecting President Weah. President Weah will always be the usual President Weah. He will not associate himself with this situation like he did with the CDC COP. This man will go far away from it. And trust me, Mr. Weah will not speak to this issue. Another thing also I want to add to this conversation is that this pastor here believes that President Weah will have won the election, and all these people that they have defrauded will not have the time to come close because he in the ambience of the presidency, and these people would have just be here and there fighting, and they were never going to have any answer to the mess that they are in now. But thank God, God has exposed him. President Weah never won the election. He knows most religious advisor. He does not have that crowd to keep people away from him. And he will face justice. That's the bottom line. He will face justice for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I want us to take a look at this quickly. One of the pillars of the arrest agenda is rule of law. Rule of law has to do with justice. People first of all, respecting the law, and justice being served in the case where the law is being breached. And then that body, that institution, or that branch of government that is responsible to dispense justice is the judiciary branch of government. This branch of government have been speaking out in the press of recent. The branch is saying that of the entire national budget for the country, the executive and the legislature decided to give them 20 million or 2%, 2.8% of the national budget. And because of that, they don't want it. Because the two branches of government are treating that branch of government like a stepchild. And they are rejecting the money. They said they've had meetings with both the executive and the judicial and the legislature concerning this low allotment for the judiciary. And so they don't want the money. I mean, and this is happening on a government, on an administration that has rule of law, justice as one of her pillars. Is it fair to say that this is just a start? New administration, we're just starting, and so it will get back on course. Is the judiciary trying to be a bit political here? Or are they applying something for even the legislature or the executive to look into? 2% of the national budget. And they said what pains them the most is that the legislature is the executive is carrying 83% of the budget, but they are carrying just 2%. Now let's hear your take on this, Alfred, and then we're gonna move to Cindy. I see Francis is here in the background. Go ahead, Alfred.
Yes, Nelson. In all fairness, nobody should fool themselves and think that the judiciary is not a political institution. In as much as we want to keep it far away from the politics in terms of dispensing justice, everything that is done with regards to the judiciary is woven from politics. So there's no way you can push the judiciary branch aside and say, they should not talk about the politics when it comes to their well-being. So I think that the justices need to start speaking out. That's the reason why we need to have.
But the justices are not supposed to get involved with politics.
No, now we are now in the 21st century, right? That is all archaic way of government.
No, it's not anything archaic.
I need to change it a little bit, right? So that people can do their job. The same way we come here, we can be beating on everybody else. We need to make sure that the government is, when it comes to finances, is equitably distributed. You know the kind of work that the judiciary will be doing. Don't we talk about rule of law here all the time? I was just looking at Iowa budget, $8 billion Iowa budget.
No, don't compare Liberia to Iowa.
Wait. We're talking about fairness here. To talk about the work of the judiciary, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. You're talking about in this country, in Iowa, they put in a budget. They got budget line for sexual abuse. Budget line for sexual abuse.
But I think we have something similar.
I'm coming. The point I'm making here to you, Nelson, is this: we have to be serious as a country. All right. The legislature should not determine the judiciary branch of government budget. That's the point I was trying to make. That's why we need to have serious people who want to run government. Like sometimes my brother Francis get upset with what's going on in Liberia when you compare the whole thing. He just get very, so we don't need to have a country. Because if you say you want to have a country, you need to have serious-minded people that will want to run a country. You know what happened now? Right now, you're talking about public defenders. People are graduating from the law school. That's supposed to be dispensing justice to the lower level. They can't even trust the judiciary in terms of payment. That's the reason why when those smart guys leave the law school, they're going to work for concessionaires. They don't want to work for the government because the government does not have money to pay them. So as a result, you find massive corruption with the judiciary. Judges are taking bribe to dispense certain cases. They are not being well paid. So this issue about the judiciary, we need to take it to the national level. It should be a national conversation. If we want the judiciary to function well, the legislature and the executive should not determine their budget. They should determine their budget, and it should be worked on. It should not be people sitting in the legislature determining, okay, this year what will get you. It will break down the government function, especially when it comes to the issue of dispensing justice in our country. Thank you.
Thank you. And Sandy, somebody say you might not be looking at me, but look at the camera.
I'm trying to have a dialogue.
Yeah. So, Sandy will do that. The man is joining us from studio on the show for the first time. Lane Lakpo is giving the man some accolades here. He says Sandy is the first panelist to come to Liberia to make it on the show. Mobile tried, but he had love. He couldn't make it.
Man, sleep killing me now.
but let's hear your take on this, Sandy. This is the judiciary branch of government speaking.
So let me say one thing, Nelson. Let us establish here first that speaking out about a budget for a branch of government has nothing to do with politics. I don't think the judiciary is being political by speaking out that branch of government, and by the way, is the second largest branch of government and it's only receiving 2.8% of the national budget. That is about what, 17 million?
That's 20. That's $20
million of the national budget, second largest, right? And the legislators receiving 13.84% of the budget, and the executive is getting the remaining 83.36% of the budget. That is a big disparity. Huge difference, huge margin.
But someone may say that the three branches are not equally equal. Okay. In terms of function, they have equal but separate functions. So
let's exclude.
The judiciary has all the ministries and agencies. Foreign affairs, all those different agencies.
No, that's the executive.
The executive. Right. This executive has all those different ministries, those different agencies. I mean, come to think about it. Even the teachers, the people that are teaching our students, they fall in the executive. The nurses, the doctors, they fall in the executive. You're talking about all of those people, they are in the executive. So, in all fairness, the executive is the largest.
I agree, Nelson. Let's put the executive aside for a second.
Okay.
My comparison wasn't coming to the executive. You're trying to cut it from my mouth.
Okay.
The judiciary is the second largest, following the executive. The legislature is the last, the third, the smallest. Just few people that go to work there to argue. Pretty much, we know what they do. Nothing. But the branch of government that is responsible.
You think they do nothing?
Well, man, we know what they do.
Okay, so Senator Amara Kone has a
response. Do they the fairest way? Yeah. People think that here in this house we have a bunch of criminals. That cut deals and so on. That's the perception about the Senate out there.
That's Senator Kone's response to you.
I call them the do-nothing branch of government. They do nothing. They make noise. They go there, sit, argue among themselves, fight among themselves, and they get 13% of the national budget, whereas the judiciary that is responsible to enforce the law, protect the sovereignty of our nation, the borders of our nation, only receive 2.8% of the cake.
How do you interpret the laws when the laws are nowhere to be found?
My brother,
the people who make the law.
The laws we have on the book are too many. That's the issue, Nelson. If the courts are not being equipped with the necessary resources to enforce the laws will not be enforced. If the judges in the districts, in the various counties, in the various regions are not being supported, they don't have the necessary equipment, the necessary resources, the financial resources needed to operate the various courts, the laws will not be enforced. So if all the money is being pocketed by just few group of people in the legislature, and those that we rely on to enforce the law are only be given 2.8% of the national budget, then we are not serious.
The judiciary will actually interpret the law. And the executive does a lot. It is the same executive that will enforce the law, through the police and all. But again. So let's look at it from this point. And we're going to come to you quickly, Francis, but let's look at it from this point. The judiciary, not judiciary, but the legislature. I know most times whenever it comes to these kinds of conversations, people will always throw the punches at them, the legislature. But this branch of government is very key. This is the first branch of government. This is the branch that everything with respect to the rule of law whether you're interpreting the law or you're enforcing the law. This is the branch that everything starts with. And so someone may argue that this branch needs a larger share of the cake as compared to the people who just interpret the law. And so maybe they're trying to be political. That's why, they're rejecting it. In fact, with this rejection, Cindy, the next thing is, what happens next? If the judiciary say they're not taking the 20 million yet, what happens to that branch of government, justice in our country?
Well, I will hope they're saying that they will take it. I will hope that they won't refuse it. That's the first thing. But Nelson, I always say on this show that we need to start to prioritize our professionals. The judges that sit on those benches to enforce the law went to school, well educated. This is a career job. Individuals that went to school to serve their country. I cannot say the same about the legislators. I can't say the same necessarily. I mean, of course, there are individuals in there that went to school, but there are also individuals in there that got elected because they give back a rights to our people. I'm not being disrespectful here, but that's the truth. But Nelson, we are talking about equipping a branch of our government that makes sure that the laws on the book are enforced. That when someone kills someone somewhere, the judicial branch of government will have the necessary resources to get that person and bring them to justice timely. Without the resources, Nelson, the timely delivery of justice may not be achieved. And in more cases, will not be achieved because the resources are not there. I am saying, look at the legislators and look at the judiciary. Reduce the budget of the legislators and increase the budget of the judiciary branch of government so that they themselves will be equipped to do the Liberian people work. I'm not in favor of them rejecting that 20 million, but I'm in support of them requesting for more so that they can do the work.
In the case where, according to them, they've had meetings with the executive and the legislature, but despite all the meetings, the engagement they've had with them, nothing was done. Is there any reason why someone should blame this on the president? What the judiciary is going through right now?
So, from what I know about the budget, is that the budget was crafted by the executive, right? And then it was sent to the legislature.
Yeah.
So it is the president who put in there what should be given to the judiciary, correct?
No, it actually starts with yes, to some extent, it starts with the executive and it ends with the executive. But in a way, it starts with the Ministry of Finance, and then it ends from the Ministry of Finance. It goes to the legislature. They do what they can do, and then it goes to the president, who signs onto it. Then it becomes a law.
So I would not put any blame game here. I think it's too early to blame any one, group. I think there should be room for negotiation. There should be room for dialogue. The reasons, being put forth for the judiciary to receive a higher budget than what they have now should be explained.
Okay.
And they should, hopefully it will make sense so that, again, my thing is, we have courts. Nelson, I have been to courtrooms in parts of Liberia that are leaking. I have been to places where courtrooms, justices are being delivered in someone's living room or sometime on the streets. How will a criminal respect a judge who does not have a place to adjudicate his case or her case? So let us start to look into that. The judiciary branch of government, it is as important, if not more important, than the legislators. So I think they deserve to be looked into and increase their budget. 2.8% of the budget is too low. in my opinion.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let me welcome Prince to the show. Prince, Mr. Wade, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on. And then let's move to Francis, and then we're gonna come to you next. Francis, your take on this issue quickly.
Yeah, don't start real quickly, but anyway, I don't have much to say on it. But yeah, honestly, Alfred and Sandy touched on the whole thing. One, they should not refuse it. They should take the $20 million because there are people that work there that need to get paid. So, and there are things that need to be done. But honestly, it's ridiculous. You know, I know people like to quote the Bible, but the Bible says where your heart is, that where your treasure will be, or where your treasure, that's where your heart will be.
That whole Bible verse you quoting there, covulating.
No, they say where
to try to help
where your treasure is, or where your heart is, that's where your treasure will be, or where your treasure will be.
They make you
I'm not one taking Nadepo money in Australia, okay? So let me take it back. But however, what's important to you, that's what you focus on. What's important to you, that's what you focus on. When you're hungry, your priority is to find food to eat. When you're thirsty, you look for water to drink.
Yeah.
When you won't go to, but Liberia clearly doesn't prioritize the judiciary. Our country, we believe in a palaver hut. Let us sit down and face it. We don't believe in rule of law. We talk about rule of law. How can President Barker say the rule of law is paramount to his arrest plan? But the judiciary, you give them peanuts. Do not, when it comes to investigation, yes, the police make arrests. The police part of the judiciary, even though it's fall under the executive branch, but the police make arrests. But when the case actually goes to court, especially if the state is representing somebody, you need a whole team of people, not just people that work in the justice ministry. You need researchers that research cases. Sometimes you go look for experts outside of the judiciary, outside of your law firm or the justice department to look at for case studies. These people don't have volunteer their services. They need to get paid, and these people get paid handsomely if you really want to win a case. So you give $20 million to the judiciary. Why are they going to do it? By the time they pay people, Lower Librarian can already take big salary. I bet you go over there that pay. They're not easy to put money on the legislature and the executive. I pay they're not easy. That probably maybe 20 people annual salary over there or whatever after they finish face buildings or maybe they finish buy office materials. But honestly, Cindy and said it. They do nothing in legislation. They get millions of dollars.
Come to think about this. When you say they do nothing, Francis, you might not be doing justice to the conversation tonight.
There's a tell us on the platform. One thing that the legislature has done for the country. Impact the entire country.
These people go to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays for session. On weekdays, they have committees work, and the perception that lawmakers work. I want to provide this clarity, right? The perception that lawmaker works only on the lawmakers will work only on Tuesdays and Thursdays is wrong. Those guys go to session on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They have different committees. They have different committees that will work even aside from Tuesdays and Thursdays. You saw
an advocate. Since you are the advocate.
No.
Tell me one thing they have done
I'm just
for the
providing
country.
information.
One policy or one law they have enacted on behalf of the government. I mean, on behalf of the people of the country. One thing that they have done to impact the lives of the Liberian people positively, I will wait. Tell me one thing.
The people pass a budget.
What budget? The budget to put money in their pocket.
Come on, man. Come on, friends.
Over there are people that legislation. So people that already got money and volunteering their services to Liberia. Because those people over there, how can you take somebody who the people they go there? Hey, man, go back chop place down there. Go back chop.
Thank
it's bad what they do to the judiciary. But that's what I'm saying. What's important to you? That's why you put your energy.
Okay, so great. That's a very great point right there. And Emmy, welcome to the show. But for instance, that's a great point. Is there any reason why anybody, given that this whole budget thing starts with the executive and it ends with the executive at the desk of the president, is there any reason why anyone should blame the president for what the judiciary is going through at this point, especially on a government that has an arrest agenda, with ARA being the rule of law as one of the pillars?
Nelson, that's what I told you yesterday. I said it yesterday. Everything falls on the executive. Mm-hmm. The executive, the president has the booty pulpit, right? When the president speaks, everybody listens. So President Barker has the will of the people. He can say, you know what, I'm cutting the legislature budget and putting more to the judiciary, or I'm putting more to agriculture. If they refuse to pass it in the legislature, he can go directly to the Liberian people and say, our court system is bad because we don't have enough experts working. The experts don't want to work in the government because they don't get paid enough, or they don't have the resources. So the legislature, we need to stop buying an $80,000 car every 3 years to put in the legislature. They don't need no county development fund. They don't need constituent engagement fund. So let's put all the things on the side. If they refuse to sign the budget, go tell the people that why our agriculture section not booming, because all your senator and representative refuse to sign the budget. You can negotiate with them, you can twist their arms. But the president does not value the rule of law. It just lip service. Because if you really would say you value the rule of law, you will put your money where your mouth is. It clearly the judiciary, he doesn't value the rule of law. It just talk. It just talk because you say you value that, but you get the people the least amount. The least amount. That's why you give them. But then you say rule of law. Where? When our sister Jessica almost got killed, no good person to represent black people. They're taking bribe because they are broke and they have families to feed. I'm not defending it, but if you put a monkey in charge of banana, the monkey will eat it, and that's exactly what they're doing. So they didn't respect the judiciary.
Thank you very much,
Nelson.
Yeah, you want to make a point, Cindy?
I would like to know what the budget for the judiciary branch of government was during the last year of President Weah, to compare it to what it is now for this year. If you can find that information for us, that would be great. That will inform us to know whether the budget is increasing or it has been decreased. And if it's been decreased, then I will be disappointed as well, because I mean, there are programs that the judiciary branch of government runs, that must be maintained. So hopefully the budget is not being decreased. Hopefully maybe it's being maintained to where it was, or hopefully it's being increased. So I would like to know the difference.
Yeah, and that's a good one. That's a good one, and I'm gonna try to get my hand on this. It is for the fiscal year 2024. No, 2023 fiscal year. Mm-hmm. So I'll try to get my hand on it for the judiciary, and it's very important. But at the end of the day, whether increase or decrease, the people went and engaged the two branches of government. They went to the executive. They called them for a meeting. They went to the legislature. They called them for a meeting. They think, you say all we are separate but equal branches of government. We're doing our job. You're doing your job. Executive, the same way you get plenty of ministry, the how we get plenty of code. All around the country we get code. People working in the code name. Their money you get all, it can't make it. And that's by all the engagements. No, they didn't get what they wanted. But I'm gonna try to lay my hand on this. But let's hear from you, Prince, and then we're gonna take Emmy next.
Well, let me say good afternoon to you all. And then to our viewer out there, it's good to be back on the show. It's been a little bit of a while. Some family engagement. You guys hear me? So, not seeing the issue there. I was just about to say that, but I mean, my brother Cindy, because I want to ask for what the budget for the judiciary during weird time, and then what is the budget now for the judiciary in the Joseph Wagale government. The thing there is that these are three separate branches of government. But Nelson, according to the way it's structured, until Liberia go back to have a referendum to change some of the laws from the 1986 Constitution, Liberia not going nowhere, Nelson. The country won't go nowhere. Because if a lawmaker, I don't care, you try to reduce the budget, they craft the budget and send it to the legislature, they go through it, scrutinize it. The more you decrease the money, the more they will not sign nothing. That budget will not pass. It will not go. And you see everything that is going on, Nelson, I blame the Liberians themselves. I blame our people that are in our country that vote for people who are not in their interest. There's nothing they can do about it. They just have to live with it. One man be there for 9 years. Is there now for 27 years now? He been no. So until he passed, maybe before somebody will take that seat. So until the Liberians decide to know and scrutinize you, not for you to be a lawmaker in some African country, what you have done for your constituents alone will give you the urge. But everybody that go to the legislature, they're hungry, they're gapping. They're going to go make money on this for themselves. Every 3 years, for the 5,000 on one of the cars, and after 3 years, they may pay for the car, he buy it for $5,000. Does it make any sense? It doesn't make sense. So until we go back to revive the law, it will continue being the CO process over in new bottle. That's how it'll be.
Your audio is going, and your audio is fluctuating. Your audio is seriously fluctuating.
You hearing me clearly now?
Okay, yeah. Just conclude. Yeah.
Yeah. So in my conclusion, we just have to know the people that come into power or the people that are put into power. What have they done? What have they done for the constituents that they say, oh, there's my constituent? What have you done in that area for the people before you even come into the power? What have you done? Nothing.
Thank you.
Until you revise you go for a referendum for the 1986 Constitution, nothing will just be talking about 01 in New Grotto, 01 in New Grotto. How do I be looking like?
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Emmy, you want to come in, and then we will try to wrap up.
Yeah, Nelson. Hey, you guys. Hey, Sandy. You looking good?
Yeah. Don't be praising Sandy with the man sleeping spirit. The man say I'm gonna put my treasure.
The city that can be here.
Sandy want to be the lone soldier, so let's. The only one that went to Africa and went to the studio. That's good. Yeah. Nelson. Everybody said everything already. That I don't care, but one thing though, I don't care what the last budget was in the weird government. I still think that this is a little bit of, it's kind of an insult, right? The second largest, part of the government, the judiciary, I think they deserve more than that. Regardless of how much it was last year or the year before that or the year before that, this is, like we said, IRS, rule of law, right? If you should do it better, even if it was lower than that, and you're trying to increase that, it should be increased more than 2%. That's an insult. And to, like my brothers have already said, you give 13% to this body that been in trouble.
But
the genocide, the bad things that have always haunted our country. You rewarding these people with all this money for doing, like my brother said, he said nothing. That's not doing nothing, because you just putting our country in trouble over and over, and we rewarding you handsomely. I don't think it's fair. I don't think they should refuse it as well, but 2%, no, that's not fair. And it's I mean, it's a good thing that they are speaking up about it, and they should make a lot of noise. I mean, this is ridiculous. You can't have, like Sandy said, rightfully said, people in that branch of government, they are career people. Okay, they went to school, they studied hard. You got some corrupt ones there. That's okay, but this is a career job. You cannot treat those people more, I mean, less than people that some of them did not even go that far in school and got this job. You cannot do that. It's insulting, and this is where a correction coming to. We gotta some of them. Some of them, it doesn't matter if you pay them, however, they will still be corrupt. But yeah, this is wrong, and it's a good thing that they are speaking out about it, and something should be done about it. Seriously.
Nothing. I actually have the budget.
And one thing I forgot to add, Nelson, also, you know, I was kind of confused too, because like every time the lower courts and stuff, I don't know how much they are functioning, because everybody always run to the Supreme Court and for, so I don't know if the budget is just, I mean, the executive taking care of the lower court, and this budget is just for the Supreme Court.
I mean, this is for the judiciary.
If you may, let me say this:
the entire branch of government. Yeah. Go ahead quickly.
So for the fiscal year 2023 actual budget for the judiciary, on economic classification, section 21, that talks about compensation of employees, the entire money. If you look at the compensation of employee, use of goods and services, social benefit, and non-financial assets, 2022, 2023, they had $18,453,234. That was the actual budget. Now for the 2024 budget, they're having 17,734,964.
20 or
so their estimated actual budget for 2023 was $19,177,180. Then for this budget, 2024, they have a budget projection of $17,734,964.
So, again, Alfred, which I really want to get that particular line you read.
This is the draft budget, Ministry of Finance.
Okay, so what they quoted, what those folks are quoting is, I'm just having a bit of issue here with my stuff. Is
this would be the draft budget, but I think this one I'm looking at is the draft budget. But the final revised one I don't have. So
So what the guys are quoting is the final budget that was passed. So the draft is what goes to the legislature. The legislature makes amendments. So you draft something, and then the people say, okay, we'll add some more to the one, we'll take out some from the one, we'll add and subtract and everything. After the add and subtract, then they send it to the president. So yeah. So what final? So interestingly, and it's very good that you have that. Interestingly, what the draft that even came from the finance, the Ministry of Finance, for them was what, 17, right?
Yeah,
17. So the legislature tried for them.
So is this budget? Is this a law that I mean, I'm confused. Who decides how much this branch of government makes, and who decides how much the legislature makes?
The two branches of government decide. Now, there was a time.
Yeah, executive and the legislature.
There was a time when there was this noise in the country about, oh, the legislature, the lawmaker, they're making plenty of money. And President Sirleaf was engaged on that. She said, oh, there was this simple English program they have for President Sirleaf she used to appear on. And so they asked her, people say in your government, you giving the lawmaker and plenty of money. She said, now let me give it to them. That they take it. And the people take it and not getting money. So what she was trying to say in that simple English was,
they decide on their own thing.
They decide.
It shouldn't be like that.
It comes to me, and I just affix my signature. Yeah, I guess on problem where I will send it back to them. If they decide to say they will not work on it, send it to me, we'll just be sending it back and forth. But then at the end of the day, progress will be delayed because a lot depends on the budget. You know.
No, so please let me
yeah, we're about to go to the lines and take some calls on this.
From speaking from my experience,
Anthony, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to go to school here in Iowa, and looking at how the people work here, there is something they call a legislative sitting in Iowa. That legislative sitting is where they go and determine the budget for the state. Before the governor signs that budget, there must be a legislative sitting where the three branches of government, the executive, the legislature, and the executive, they come together and talk about the budget for the entire state.
Yeah.
When one of those committee decides say this budget item need to be reconciled, the governor cannot sign that budget.
Yeah.
When as I speak to you, the budget, the budget I just told you about when we opened the show, that budget had just been passed a couple of weeks ago from the governor's office because the legislature, the judiciary, all of them come together and they decide what. For our country like Liberia, they put on respect each other offices. You just said to us here that the people from the judiciary had a conversation with the budget committee. Why was the outcome of that conversation? That you have people protesting that they say they don't want money.
What's all we do? What's all we can do?
Nelson, can I
inject?
Yeah,
just 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, let's have Sandy to come in before they
my feeling before Sandy. Sandy won't sleep. Let me go ahead first.
Go ahead, Frankie. Go ahead.
You're not sleeping.
Then you go home.
When I talk about the president has the booty pulpit, right? Let me tell you something. Former President Barack Obama, when he was pushing for the Affordable Care Act, the ACA, or now they call it Obamacare, the Republican conservatives, they were fully against that. But President Obama went to the American people and told them, this is what in the Affordable Care Act, this is what we'll do for the people. When people pick up the phone and start calling that lawmaker, then put fire under them. The Affordable Care Act passed. And today they've been fighting to overturn it. They cannot overturn it.
In fairness, we don't have that system in Liberia.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah, we don't have that system in Liberia. They do not know that the kind of power they have in our country. So they don't. They think they are
okay.
So go straight to the people. Say, this is why I call the legislature budget. This is why I'm putting the money. It's there for y'all. Let them say they're not passing the budget. See what the people will do.
Even in that case, the president will be putting himself in a bad book with the legislature. Do you know that the legislature?
No. Do you know what happened in America? Nancy, what happened in America when President Obama went to the people? You know how many phone calls that lawmaker received and how many threats they received from the people? Today, the Affordable Care Act is law.
No, I think that's it. Talking about
educate them on it. If they educate them about civil rights, they can do the same thing. But nobody teaching them this.
But let's
take Sandy and then we take Anthony. Anthony will take educated. Yes. So let's some people educated.
They're not educated on that.
So they will come for you in the comment section. Don't worry.
Oh, they always do.
Maybe you wanted to make a point.
I mean, it's going to be quick. I just wanted to speak to what Alfred was saying. Alfred, when we are talking about Liberia governance system, let us compare it to the U.S. federal governance system. When we try to bring it down to a state level, I want you to remember now the states functions very differently. Even how Iowa function as a state is different from how New Mexico, for instance, function as a state. And then, of course, Arizona and the other states. So Liberia tend to follow the U.S. federal government governance system and not the U.S. state level, individual state level governance system. I just wanted to make that clear.
That's what they claim.
They
claim to follow
you want
it,
to
but
make
they
a
don't.
point, then we'll go to the phone lines, take a few calls, and then we'll come back to wrap up.
Thank you very much for having me. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. We are whiteboard in the background.
Yeah, I gotta give you some statistical stuff. No, I'm joking. Hey, listen, the problem with Liberia is because many of our lawmakers don't care about the people, and that's why they operate the way they operate. And the people are afraid to hold these lawmakers accountable. They are afraid. If you challenge these people, the next thing they will bring one hot water truck. Only one hot water truck the entire Monrovia can run away from. One truck, how many gallon of water in that thing? You'll stay far away when the water finish, and you're holding people down. You do it for 2 days, these men they will succumb and they will listen. As soon as people want to pour fire in, they start saying, hey, you want KSL? Go KSL now. He was trying to make a statement, but people make more great out of him. It was this same network that raised, I think, $10,000 for him the other time. Right? This is for your own good. It's not for anybody else. If you do not stand up, they will continue to do it. Right now, like I said, I continue to preach this message. $150,000 going to go into the Dillon Pocket and the rest of the other lawmakers, including American and all the men who's supposed to be Mr. Clean Hands.
I'm telling you that, Anthony.
They're going to receive $150,000 United States dollars each this year, apart from the lucrative salary they're receiving. This year, all lawmakers, all senators receive that, and $100,000 each. So in Morado County, there are 17 districts. There are 1,700, 100,000 each of the 17 districts. All right, each district will receive. Each representative of those districts will receive 100,000, including the Yaka Koluba. They're all going to receive 100,000. I'm not hearing complaining about 100,000 yet.
Oh no, he won't.
Right? Each one of them will receive that money this year. Say Anthony Gay said it's in the. They already passed it in the legislature budget. They're going to have that. But Morado County is Florida defeated. Nobody out there distributing emergency items to the people. These people don't care about you. They care about your pocket. You're the voters. They care about the pocket. They don't care about the voters. They don't care about civil service. They're enjoying. They will not stop because the government, the way it's structured, and the lawmaker, according to our constitution, the way things are structured, they will continue this path. The only way they can stop, the people of Liberia need to rise up, get in the street, go to the legislature, and stand there for 2 days. Trust me, they can't come out, they can't go home. They will suck home. They will do the right thing. Liberia may only need pressure.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have to go to the phone lines. Okay, Emmy, you want to quick one let's say 10 seconds quickly, so we take some calls.
I just wanted to add a little bit. I just want to add a little bit on what Anthony said, that the people are afraid of the lawmakers because many times we heard even the constituent in those districts that try to stand up to their lawmakers. We hear that they sending thugs to beat them up, to put them in the hospital. Pretty much, we heard something like that in Bone County and somewhere else. So the whole thing about the Barack Obama example, it's stuff that works here until our people can be educated on how much power they have against those people. They will not be able to do that, Francis. It's not the same as Liberia.
Thank you, I mean, so let's take a few calls now. 0555101075. The number up there is the WhatsApp number. You can call and make your point. Let's take our first call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Nelson, how you doing? This is Sam, man. I'm calling from Australia and hi to all of the panelists.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I just want to make a bit of comment on and buttress what Anthony said. You see, you get caught over and Amara Kone started criticizing other people. And now it have gotten to the point that I think they have gotten to the meat and they don't want to say anything. Every time you're asking Joseph Boakai about transparency, but why hasn't he commented? But you know, like Anthony said it, let me tell you, Liberia problem are the lawmakers. If you take notice, this identical budget, the executive make a very huge adjustment. The judiciary never did. You look at the legislature, they went a little bit closer. The Senate did more than the House of Rep. Look at the budget carefully. Those that actually adjusted their budgets. The money our lawmakers are making and allocating to themselves to prepare themselves to look good to the people is wrong. And the people of Liberia, let me tell you, my brother, you know the people in Australia just recently, the farmers, because they're transporting the ships, they die on the sea and stuff. The people put dirt in their car, took their ships, and they blocked the way to the one of the parliament area. That has to be revoked. They should buy the ships and they should be alive here. What Liberian people need to do, wait for those guys to go in that Capitol building. Real mass protest. The one you're doing with your pot. You're locked there up.
Thank you very much.
They should get their salary, no car, no benefit, nothing. You get salary, they don't buy a car for you. Those guys are raping that country, or seriously, they are the biggest gang and criminal in that country.
Thank you very much for your input, sir. Thank you very much for your input. Let's have you there. 0555-101075, and then we have the WhatsApp number. We'll take 4 more calls and then we wrap up. Sandy is having a heavy eye.
Don't get a mess secret, my man.
Sandy is complicated.
Your friend that Sandy look really good behind the microphone.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, man, the man is having a share of what we experience here, you know. So anybody kind of like, bro,
especially lesser time.
So
yeah,
they play you get for all, but don't come like you
yeah. So you're kind of what we do. Let's take this person.
Let's see how fast that test because me I can be up to 6 class of time.
Hello, message. Hello to all the panelists.
Yeah, you are live. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Okay, my name is John Fireman, but you should call it. I do join you from Charlotte, North Carolina, USA.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Lesson, they always say that you should know God for yourself. Like the man of God he interviewed previously.
Yeah.
Right.
The Reverend, yeah.
Why it is true that you see who in that group with the country looking right now, right? Who you go look at intelligence, how you call it, or this program wrong for so recently this program is not been checked, then the president will take that money, that's about money and go give it. Why? Why do people be always deceiving people? As a man of God, is that what thing will go stay on the pulpit and preaching?
Thank you.
Why were you mad to be like people that are?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, let's hold you there and bring the second to the last caller. Hello, you're live on the show. Your name and where you call from?
Hi, Nelson. My name is Freeman. I'm calling from Houston, Texas. I wanted to just present a point, maybe you guys, to see what you guys think. Is there a way that we can do like voters education, like a voters education show, so our people can, start to think about what kind of officials, what kind of lawmakers, should we elect and have those kinds of forums?
Yeah.
Just a point to make.
Yeah, that's a great one. I mean, very important one. Thank you very much. That's something we're going to take a look at as well. Dr. Kelvin, finally, you're live on the line. Can you lower the volume of your radio? Please go ahead, sir. Yes, go ahead. You are live.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Okay, I want to make an input on the issue of salary for the lawmaker and the issue of some misstep in our country. You see, Liberia is a country that is governed by our constitution. And the constitution that we currently use now, it's been long time. It has not been revised.
Okay.
Since 1986, when Dr. personally and Dr. Amos Sawyer,
yeah,
they revised the constitution, and some other people revised the constitution in Banga. It has not been revised. This is why you see when you talk about the allocation of salary for the lawmaker, it has been decided by themselves. And they will decide the salary and they'll decide the budget and send it to the executive for the executive to approve.
Yeah.
And the executive can refuse it. So we need leadership. The idea is that this is why we elected this president. We still hoping that this president will take decisive decision. When the people refuse, and when the president can say something and say that we are reducing the salary of this lawmaker because we need to do these things for our country, for the healthcare, for the education, for the infrastructure development. If the people refuse, then can come. This is why we need the president to communicate every month. Say, look, I have told the people we are all Liberians. He respected that they are lawmakers, but they should also know that they have bound responsibility to see the country progress. If you communicate to the people will know what to do, and the people will hold them responsible. This is why we want this president to function more.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's hold you there. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Dr. Kelvin. I'm sorry we're out of time, and if you saw me trying to, rush you a bit, that's why. I see a lot of calls coming in, but we can't take calls now. We're seriously out of time. This is a conversation so dear to the hearts of so many Liberians. But let's do our closing now. Let's start with you, Anthony. Alfred.
Yeah, guys, I was a little busy, so I couldn't. Well, in between the NBA Finals games and whatnot. But let me say this to you, right? Our country, Liberia, will not move forward if we continue to vote the same people and the people coming to office and they're not prioritizing the thing that will make the country first. Any government that comes into office, if you do not prioritize electricity, you are heading for failure. If you do not prioritize electricity in Liberia, you are heading for failure. This government has no policy right now running the country. We know arrest. It's an acronym. It's what you read on. What are the policies supporting your arrest? We have not seen it. Electricity matter have not been addressed. We still have the money come down over electricity. Will you be the one? Okay, what is the project going forward? How will our people have access to electricity? You have money today, you pay for electricity in Liberia, you cannot get it. It will take you almost a month or two before you have LEC. Even if you get LEC to your house, you can't enjoy the service. What is the purpose of having LEC if the people cannot enjoy the service? In this 21st century technological economy, you cannot function without electricity. Electricity should be number one and focus on electricity today, tomorrow, and any day to come. No other initiative you can implement this day without electricity to be successful.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for your input. Your closing there. Alfred, you want to do your closing?
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, to our people, to our leaders. When we talk about this budget here, I am seriously calling on the House of Representatives to put a bill that will call for, legislative budget management. And in that bill, they should have timeline to create their own budget and to debate it. Now, when you do that, you'll be bringing transparency into the process. No one will just go sit there and decide what the other person gets. Because when you do that, they will be bound by law to ensure that the budget that comes from those various government branches are debated and they have resolution to it before it goes to the president for execution. I don't want to say for approval, for execution. Now let's talk about this issue about people trusting their pastor there around here. Our people are desperate. We are 177 years. People don't have independence. We are still depending on people's pocket. That's the reason why when small honey bee fly somewhere, people think that there's a honeycomb, they won't go get it. So they want to do everything to get to the honeycomb. You understand? And that's the reason why people are taking advantage of people. All right? I would say to our people, please be careful with they pastor them.
Thank you.
They should not be scaring you about God's business. Because by the time you talk, they say, oh, the men are pastor. The men are pastor. They pastor that went and stole our people money. Nothing I pick you. Let me end this prayer. They pastor that went and stole our people money by lying to them. Let the justice take its course. Let a man go to court and explain himself, whether he has any conferences in Australia, what the influence he has in Australia that he can send people for conferences. Let him come and tell Liberian people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Afrey. Prince, let's hear you, sir.
Well, Nelson, I know we had a good show. Although I came in late, but until we have a referendum in our country, it will be old wine in new bottle. That's number one. If we don't have a referendum in our country, Nelson, and we still deal with our 1986 Constitution, that making a lawmaker to have their own law that say, oh, $2 million, we tell you, say how we spend it. But what the Constitution says, it would be going nowhere. Two, our people are the problem for themselves. And I'm sitting down for food to eat. Will I come to me as a pastor and say, I get program to go to Australia? Nothing. My enter behind me for nothing. Oh, the poor program. I told her, I said, this thing is fake. It's fake. Okay. It's fake. But Liberians, they hard to learn and hard to understand certain scenario. After you say you better go, come on, they take you as a hero. It's going to change. I've been speaking to a couple of lawmakers in electricity. Since I brought it to them, nobody can call me. They can. Matter of fact, they stopped embarrassing me, sir.
Thank you.
They stop embarrassing me. That's the country for ourselves. After we go to change that constitution, we'll go nowhere, my brother.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Francis, and then Cindy, and then Amy will take us home.
Yeah, to all Liberian people, those in radio land and things like that, nobody should tell you that you don't have the power to force change in our country. You have the power. But these people, these lawmakers, the government officials, they will continue to test your resolve. They'll continue to test you to see if you can actually realize that you hold the power. That's why they didn't respect our people by bringing elections that they bring 5 cup of rice and give to people. They try to buy people voting cards and stuff like that. But you have the power. Let me I'm not advocating for any violence, but you saw what Ava Wise did, that coordinated protest? When they shut down the whole country without even throwing one rock. This greedy criminal then that person law official and lawmakers.
Listen, man. Francis.
Listen to voice message. Spoon talk, CEO call the lawmakers criminal.
Francis, man. These people are our national leaders. Francis.
You cannot disrespect the Liberian people and expect to be respected.
You're protected.
Let me just wrap up. If y'all don't stand up in our country and peacefully protest and make our lawmakers uncomfortable, and only vote for people who have their family living in the country and going to the same public school that is still free for your children to go to.
Absolutely.
They will never change. They will never respect you. Because what? Their children in Europe, in America, in Ghana, in other places going to the best of schools, their children will come and rule your children. Then their children rule your children. So the generation of poverty will be with you. Then the generation of success will be with them. It will never change. So you start voting for people and I say, oh, diaspora, but look at the people that are sitting next to you. If the person man, their daughter, their sons living in Liberia and going to your public school, vote for them. Because if they want that children to get better education, they will fund the public school system to the best of their ability. But because they agree to take 5 cup of rest, and they take hundreds of thousands of dollars, that children in air condition, your children suffering, then they will come back and rule your children. Y'all need to stop it. Y'all need to protest. Y'all need to make them uncomfortable. And y'all need to change them that get changed clothes. It's bad. Those people are criminals. They are legal criminals because they're not stealing the money. They put it inside there for themselves. And the president to agree. The president should be able to fight those people, to fight them and reduce their budget. If they don't sign it, he can't tell you.
Thank you. Thank you. Cindy, let's hear you.
All right. Well, we had a good show, and I want to acknowledge Nelson that staying up here is not easy. So I want to thank you for staying up here for us. Look, I started off here by being grateful to the government of the Republic of Liberia for maintaining the road, especially the road leading to the southeast.
Yeah, where are your videos? Or we should play it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, let's play it tomorrow.
Another time when you come.
Because right now I can't even see the
Make
video.
it
My eyes are closed.
Where is my video, Nelson? Where is my video?
Yeah, we'll play all the videos tomorrow, Emmy. All the videos will play.
So I mean, the road going out there that being maintained and for people to travel easily. So I'm very grateful to the government for doing that. We spoke on the issue of the pastor lying to folks. There is a question raised in the comment section asking whether we have an idea of whether the pastor have successfully taken anyone to Australia. I think the investigation that is ongoing will be able to address that. I would also want to know whether he has been successful to take anyone to Australia.
La Vasco ne pastor, Vasco can.
No, that's it.
You need a comment section.
Yeah.
You need a comment section.
Vasco got a pastor story. He can't show today. Look at Vasco. That in comment section, you go to hello guys. You heard a pastor.
So then, reclaiming my time back now. Look, the issue of the budget distribution among the three branches of government, I do agree that it's not fairly distributed. I think the judiciary deserve a little bit more so that they can adequately perform, make sure that the laws on the books are being interpreted and that they're being enforced. But I want to speak to an issue here that is, to me, is more important than some of the things we talk about tonight, and that has to do with Liberian people mindset. Nelson, I've been in the country for almost a month now, and we always cry for development, right? We say the government should bring development. Let's talk about road, for instance. We want road, we want paved roads. The road, the international road that is going to the airport, coming from how you call it, Junction?
Yeah.
W Junction going to Ralphie Highway. Nelson, that road is being built very well. You have seen that road.
Yeah.
You've seen the drainages that are being built to support that road. But Nelson, have you seen that the drainages, even though the road is less than few years now, a year, the corridor of that road that has been developed, very new, but the drainages are almost already clogged with trash. That is not being done by foreigners. That is not being done by the government. The drainages are being clogged with trash by Liberians. As we speak, it's raining right now. Morovia is a river. That's called the Second Duga River. And the reason Morovia is a river right now is because our drainages are being clogged with trash. The drainages are not, open enough for water to flow freely. And that's why I was stuck in on Camp Johnson Road for 4 hours because Kai couldn't move because the entire Camp Johnson Road is flooded. It's a river. Just one day rain. Our people will cry for development, but when development comes, we destroy it. We put trash in the drainages. Someone will eat and they will just throw the trash there. We have no conscience. We need to take care of the development that we have cried for. The government cannot do everything. The government will not have eyes on EAW Junction to see you putting trash there and to remind you not to put trash there. As Liberians, as a people, we must have common sense to ensure that those drainages are meant to allow easy flow of water to go through so that the roads can be safe and the country, the cities can be safe and our waterways can be open so that the place can be free. But when we start to put plastic bags there, bottle of water there, trash in those areas, we will experience what is being experienced right now in Central Morovia on that road very soon. Nelson, thank you for hosting us. It's good to be on the show again tonight.
And now I would say the judiciary should get plenty of money so they can start finding people and putting people in jail.
It's good that you came with camera. I saw you came with camera. I know what you carrying.
I've been recording everything.
I know what you carrying the camera by, but I know you came with camera. So you'll be capturing all those different activities, and you know, those are things that are worth talking about.
Yeah.
You know. But Emmy, you want to take us home?
Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Those exactly, Nelson. Those are things that we're talking about, and not just we are not Ryan going to a executive suite or a VIP suite, taking a whole show on it.
So that VIP loud discussion really angle you there.
Yeah, because we took a whole show to discuss about Judge we are going to VIP. I don't know how that impact our people's lives, but that was very, very disappointing to me. And Cindy, I can't wait to see a documentary. I know you'll do a good job on it. Yeah, it is, because we came here so many times and told our people that development is not just the government projects, it's everybody's business. Everybody have to give put in their collective efforts. And then when they're telling you leave the street, that do this, oh, they're taking food from the people's table. They're telling you, oh, get up, don't rise certain places. Oh, they're taking food from the people's table. These are some of the things we've been talking about. You know, so it's good that somebody who's been here and been talking about it with us down there and seeing what's going on. So it's a good highlight. But I'm just gonna start on the judicial what they call them.
Yeah, the judiciary.
No, yeah, judiciary budget thing. It is rightful that there is that right to speak out, and they're not being treated fairly. And it looks like from what Alfred just read tonight is something that been done for a very long time. They didn't just start under this government, which is very, very sad that the second branch of government would be treated the last as the stepchild, as they call it. They should be in line, next in line to the executives, my opinion. I don't think that these guys should be the ones that are giving us more trouble, increasing our demon in us. I don't think they should be the ones being next in line to the government. I mean, to the executives. That's not fair. And they should. And like my brother said, protest people. The army wives, they did a nice protest without throwing a stone, which I first said. It was a good thing. Why can't we do it to the same the legislature? We don't if you do all of these things that people do, like they're honorable. I don't know the definition of honorable in Liberia is Zogo and all can be called honorable. So we close to Zogo then being called honorable. You have to do the honorable thing before they'll call you honorable. You're not stealing for our people and making that life miserable and wanting for them to hold you up there and you hold them down here and they're calling you honorable all over the place. The moment you decide to run, oh, honorable. Yeah, some of these things we need to, like the caller said, we need to have some of the shows, Nelson, void of politics, just talking to our people, because somehow we're not politicians. We want to educate our people, since it's not being done yet in the schools on how to vote, on how to hold that leaders accountable, on the way they should be treated and how their jobs to do their jobs and stuff like that. So I really hope we will take that into consideration and other stuff too, Nelson. Thank you guys, and I appreciate being here tonight.
Okay. So thanks a lot, and thanks to you, Sandy, for making your way here in studio for the first time and having the show from here, not from your comfort zone as usual. And the guy, Sandy's eyes are heavy, but I wanted to drag this show up to 4 a.m. Just for one reason.
I was going to go to the bathroom and never return.
Yeah, thank you, man. Francis Jabate, thank you. The two Francises are right next to each other, So, Alfred, thanks a lot for being here as well. We look forward to having a great show.
Prince?
Oh, I saw it.
Now
Nina.
forget my name, so man, baby.
No, the font size is actually small, so I don't know how yours is. Yeah, it's small, so maybe my eyes are.
Even if you can see the front side, you know how many prints.
Okay. So, folks, we look forward to having a great show tomorrow. Thanks to everyone. Keep buying into the fire, the smoke alarms raffle. Reach out to Francis. It's $50. Get a spot, get a slot, and of course, the draw is gonna be 2 weeks from now. So, again, the PS5 is right there. Francis will keep displaying it to you guys, and of course, let's do something. Let's help save a life in Liberia. Till we come your way again. The late night show is still open for sponsorship. Those of you out there, you can reach out, sponsor the show. We need sponsorship for the late night show. We need to do a lot. But again, I want to say thanks to everyone, and we look forward to being here tomorrow.
Mr. Kevin had to talk fast before Nelson coming off.
Please call me tomorrow morning.
Oh,
come on, man. You're coming to me to call you, yeah? Folks, we say thanks to everyone.
Over there.
For now.
All right, Dad. Be good, Bob.
It's still live.
I know.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stanton with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charging.